everybody, and welcome to Movie Couple Live. This is a show where we talk about the latest in pop culture and movie news. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And happy Wednesday. Hope you guys have eaten today, because don't be like us. We have not eaten today. It's shaping up to be a pretty busy week. So, and we're so sorry that we missed this past Saturdays. We were with Dustin's family for Father's Day, and a belated Father's Day to all the dads. To all the dads out there. Hope you guys had a good weekend, that it was relaxing and fun, and you got to either spend time with family or you got to just take a lot of naps, which is kind of my ideal weekend. Just food and naps.
Oh, yeah. Those are the best days.
Those are
food
the best days.
And naps.
But you guys, thanks for joining us for today. We have tons to talk about, including the new Shazam costumes.
We're also going to be talking about Rachel Zegler being cast as Snow White.
And Suicide Squad trailer dropped early, leaked early. Is it on purpose? Is it not? We don't know, but we're going to talk a little bit more about this and more on today's show. So before we kind of dive into our newsflash topics, we have a couple of very exciting announcements. One is we are Tomato Meter approved publication.
Woo-hoo!
Woo! Confetti. I don't have post production to help. I should have built that in. I should have seen if I could have built some of that in. It's all right. Let me go ahead and take this off here and put that up. There we go. We applied earlier this year, and I was just kind of like, I don't know, because I'm pretty sure 50 million other people, as like individual and other outlets, are also applying. So they had like tons. I actually was starting to lose hope. I was like, man,
maybe we're not going to be able to get it. Maybe it's a little crazy.
You can only apply like once a year per their guidelines. So I was like, well, I guess there's always, like next April. And like, I literally was thinking of that 2 days before I got the email. And I woke up and I was like, what? Kind of rubbed the sleep from my eyes. I'm like, what, really?
Like, yay!
Yeah,
it's official.
We are Tomato Meter approved. And we went ahead and posted our first, submit our first review up on Rotten Tomatoes, which is kind of surreal and cool. It's for Luca. And then we will also do it for some of the other reviews that we have coming up, and some past reviews as well. Why not? So with that said, we've also got another cool thing. Thanks to Movie Bunch Andrew Aaron, who is a graphic designer. Thank you
so much, by the way. These are amazing.
Yeah, gifted us. Let me go ahead and actually take off this banner. But went ahead and gifted us a brand new logo and channel banner. It looks like that. If you refresh our channel, that's what you'll see reflected, as well as like the new icon. Yeah, we think it's really, really colorful. It's super vibrant. It totally matches the vibe that we I feel like have going as far as like some of our thumbnail goes. So Andrew, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much for being a Movie Bunch, and thank you for taking the time and using your skills to give us a nice little facelift up on the channel. So thank you so much.
And it looks really good. Where I really like this logo is actually where you placed it on the YouTube channel, the top banner.
Yeah.
I'm like, it looks really sharp there.
Yeah, it's just like boom.
And it's great because it gives us a nice little 80s vibe mixed with a nice little like Back to the Future vibe kind of thing.
I think Blade said exactly that. Very Back to the Future.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Blade said it.
Great minds think alike.
We love it. MK says summer outrun vibes. Yeah, I really like it, and it's super nice. So we super appreciate it. Our previous banner was created by Keenan, whose info is always linked in our there's like his all social channels and stuff like that, which I'm gonna also add Andrew's, but I want to go ahead and like continue to put Keenan's up there because he did the work and stuff like that on the previous banner. So just any way we can shout out other people so they can
and show off some amazing work.
Exactly. So you guys, should we jump into it? Is there more announcements?
There's one super chat that we do have to dive into that Vanja sent to us at the very beginning.
Vanja, thank you so much. Movie Bunch Vanja writes, with the ending of PS3 era on PSN, do you think there will be a major discount for the last couple of days? I sure hope so.
That would be kind of like a good little way to make it a little extra money for people for PlayStation. But this is the thing. I'm also wondering if PlayStation at the time is kind of like, we don't want people to be on this network right now. So
it's just for the PS3 users specifically. So
that's what I'm saying. So that the PS3 users don't have they want to get people to upgrade. They want people to go out and buy a new system, buy a PS4 or buy a PS5. I might say that they probably won't give any discounts. That's what I'm thinking, and that's the direction. Well, because it's kind of one of those corporate moves that is there something
sorry there was something there.
One of those corporate moves that kind of makes it so you push people into buying a more expensive product.
Well, I mean, look, you can push people to buy it, but you got to have the product to be able to give people.
No, that's true. Maybe, I mean...
Here, sorry, PS3 peeps. You've had the system for a long time. It's overdue for like an upgrade, which I agree with. I think we need an upgrade, but also like we're like, well, what's the point right now to get a PS4? Well, you can get the PS5, or do you want to just like wait for the PS6, which probably will come out for a couple more years.
PS5 isn't even out yet, technically.
Yeah, technically.
There's still people that are fighting over PS5. So honestly, I am dying to get a PS5. It's all just the supply chain and just waiting for it to finally all get put together.
Movie Bunch Adams has put in actually a few helpful tips. He's messaged me a couple of times on Discord. We've had some conversations. So I have some of the resources that can help us acquire one. So I think we just continue to put money in that.
It sounds like a little bit of a seedy, a black market. Here are some secret tips, and these are the people you want to contact to get your PS5.
Just say the secret passcode, tell them I sent you, and you're in.
And the secret password is PS3 network discount.
I was gonna say swordfish.
Oh, it's always swordfish.
Oh my god! Eventually, we will get one. We also actually recently I didn't tell you, but
you just bought it, and then
it was available, and I was like, I better buy this now before it's unavailable. But you guys know how much we love D&D, so the D&D Dark Alliance is now available for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series S, and Xbox One. And I want to say the Xbox Series S and the Xbox One kind of share the same disc. I sure hope so, because it said both names on the cover, and that was the only one available, and I bought it. And now if you go into any other like online stores, I'm having a hard time finding it.
I went onto Amazon and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I'm sure they have it if you walk into a GameStop or a Best Buy or maybe a Target, but like, why go in the store when you can just shop online?
Yeah, I know. And right now, going into any stores, it's just kind of a hassle.
Just like to like fight for parking and stuff. In the summer, I tend to want to like go out and do the whole parking mall thing less.
Yeah, because when you come back to your car,
frustrated.
It's an oven.
Yeah, exactly. So why? Oh man.
And we've got a lot of people talking about the PS5 on here.
Let's talk about it. Level 2 Trading says, so you going to Madripoor for PS5, huh? Sharon might have one to sell you. Talk to the power broker.
That's how far you might have to go to get one.
Is Spanky Boner.
What?
Why? Watch out why.
What's Spanky Boner?
I don't know.
Were you watching? You know what made me think of? It made me think of Tommy Boy, where he's like, oh, were you watching Spanktravision?
Oh my gosh. Blade says people are still having issues trying to get a PS5 with those scalpers buying them up and reselling them at huge markups. You know what? You cut off their supply chain, and you don't buy that, because why would you spend $1,000 plus on something like that if you just wait and eventually it'll come? And just, I mean, they're not making any money if you're not buying, so think about that. Sammy Plays TV says same with Xbox Series X. Apparently,
it's
that's
just the fact that, from what I have heard, the reason why everything's just getting slowed down is because the supply chain and it's either just this one chip or a few little pieces. And since no one can get these pieces, it's all in cars, it's in gaming systems, it's in ovens, apparently. Because my parents tried to buy a new oven and they can't get one until like September.
Maybe even
if they're lucky.
Yeah, maybe even later. So that's crazy. MK says, I hope the rumor of EA reviving the Dead Space franchise are real. Ooh. If they revive it, I will not play it.
That's one of the games.
You can play it.
Oh, I'm not playing that game.
It freaked me out so much. And I love playing in like a dark room with like the sound way up. Like I love it, like hearing it on my headphones. Dead Space, forget it. It'll be broad daylight. Like all the lights are in the house are on, completely efficiency, like energy efficiency, not doing any favors.
Nope.
Try to conserve any sort of energy. Sound down low. And then maybe I don't wear my glasses, so I can't see things as clearly.
So if
I won't
something
get
pops
scared.
up, it's just a blur.
Be like, what is that? What is that? Oh man, those chips are in high demand. Yeah. Yeah. Soccer TL says, I got my PS5 a couple of months ago. On the Sony official website.
Oh.
I was not going to pay for a marked up one. You know, it's funny.
Yeah.
Roka, that's how he got his too. Because I was like, how do you? I kind of was like, what games do you play? Sorry, Roka. I love you, but I don't just peg him as like a video game guy. But again, anyone can pick up a controller and play video games. He doesn't ever really talk about gaming.
Yeah, he doesn't
that much. So I'm kind of surprised that he's like, I got a PS5. I'm like, what are you gonna play on there? I'm sure there's 50 million games that he probably. Oh, I think he bought the Miles Morales game.
Oh, yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
That totally makes sense because that's right up his alley. He said he happened to be up when the sale went up, and he's like, I guess I'll go try it.
And he just happened to get one. He's like, whoa.
Yeah. So, and he was like, all right, purchased. And then he got the physical media one, which is the one that we are getting. We didn't want to get the digital. Mine just says he's a FIFA guy. He sure is a FIFA guy. And we also have another super chat from Chris's Choice. Mr. Chris Mendez, how are you? Chris writes, Harrison Ford's two most iconic roles, of course, are Han Solo and Indiana Jones.
Very true.
One must go forever. Who is left standing? Chris, no. Oh.
That sucks. That's tough, man. I mean, because... Well, I mean, Indiana Jones is the one that's still alive out of the two of them.
So are you making that, having that decision?
Well, no. Right now, I'm just mulling it over in my mind because I feel bad.
Conflicted.
I feel conflicted about choosing either one of them.
Yeah. There's no Lupo.
No. And you know what? I think... as soon as I was thinking I was going like, here's the decision. I'm like, nope.
That's a tough one.
That's tough. I mean, I don't know if we would ever really see more from Han Solo because we had a prequel movie.
Yes.
We have him in the 3 original Star Wars movies, and we also have him in the first Force Awakens. Yes. So I don't know if there would be any new material for Han Solo. Whereas Indiana Jones, there's still got to be that moment of passing the torch kind of a thing. I guess they don't have to ever show him passing the torch, but that's still a moment that I would still like to see. This
was actually kind of an easy decision for me.
Oh, really?
The second I read it, I was like, oh, that's a tough way I have an answer. So it's not the best answer. It's just it's my best answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying it's the right answer, but I would say Indiana Jones.
Keep Indiana Jones?
Because you can have Star Wars it would not be as great, but you can have Star Wars without Han Solo because Han Solo does not equal Star Wars.
No, that's true.
It can't. I know he's a lot of people's favorite character. I love Han Solo as well, and there's a lot of iconic moments. Like Leia could have gone a completely different route. Luke would have come. You know, there's so many different things that would change if you took Han Solo out of it. But essentially, you would still have Star Wars.
Yeah, no, that is very true.
But without Indiana Jones, we literally wouldn't have any Indiana Jones. The only good thing would come about that is we wouldn't get Skull Kingdom or whatever that's called. Crystal Skull.
Yeah,
that one, because that was not a great movie.
So you know what? Yeah, I think I kind of took a longer path to get there, but I'm with there too. I think you could still save Star Wars without Han Solo, but you cannot save Indiana Jones
you just
without
don't have
Harrison.
All the lines.
Yeah.
I love you. I know. Just angrily shouted. I know.
You just have someone else.
Wasn't the original line just "I love you too"?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what they were saying. And when they were filming it, they were doing that scene over and over and over again. And Harrison Ford finally said,
"I know.
Hey, just let me try something," kind of a thing. And then they were great, keeping it, moving on.
Yep.
So yeah, mine is definitely keep Indiana Jones, and then. Just like Blade said, sorry, Solo. I mean, he's already going, with the way his name is, Solo, right? I was so upset about that part in the movie.
Let's not talk about that. Right.
Moving on to the next.
Some things should be left alone as legends and myths. Another super chat flying in from Chris Mendez.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks, Chris. Chris writes, "I choose Han.
Oh,
if not for Han, Luke would have been killed by Vader in A New Hope." And that's what I'm saying, like that. If you take Han out, that entire Star Wars story could greatly shift.
No, that is true.
So it may not even be the Star Wars that we love, but then do you want a mediocre Star Wars and no Indiana Jones, or do you want a great Star Wars but zero Indiana Jones? Oh, yeah, that's tough. I don't know. I don't like that. Cancel that question. I don't like. I don't even like hearing it.
But no,
good point, Chris.
That is a really good point. Well, and this is the thing. If Han Solo wasn't there, that means he would not have been in the cantina. That means he would not have been on Mos Eisley.
Greedo would still be alive.
Greedo would still be alive.
He wouldn't have shot first.
That means they would have to have found someone else to get them from Tatooine to Alderaan.
Hello, ladies. With his cape, Lando comes in.
Yeah.
It'd be Lando with the Falcon.
Well, hello there. Oh, no, that's Obi-Wan.
No, that's Obi-Wan.
What does he say? Hello, what have we here?
Hello, what have we here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dustin with the Harrison Ford impression. That's a really good point, Chris. I appreciate that because that's exactly, I couldn't really quite put it into words, but that is exactly what I was thinking, that without these three, characters to kind of set the tone for that, and along with their journeys, whether it's like individual stories or stories as a group together, like that really helped shape Star Wars, for the next film and then the one after that. And so I love that. It's not an easy choice. And again, my answer isn't the correct answer. It's just my answer. Yeah. And I love Chris's answer too.
Yeah. And you know what? It makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah.
I mean, and plus, go get him, Han Solo. That was, if anyone watches Robot Chicken.
Oh, I don't really.
It was a skit to where there was actually a real Death Star and they actually had to send an actor up to destroy it. And everyone was like, Han Solo can do it. And then Luke's like, I blew up the first Death Star. That's just a movie, dude.
Shade. So
just a little bit of shade to Luke Skywalker because he's just not as good of a pilot as Han Solo.
Aww. We're going to go ahead and hop into our news flash. And first topic up, we have the Suicide Squad trailer that leaked early, maybe. I mean, we can see it now, but according to many people, including myself, kind of saw it on Twitter. I didn't click on it because I knew we had to do a reaction. So I was like, I don't want to see that. But it looks like something happened. It was kind of seemingly leaked online early because there was an unlisted YouTube video that popped up, not on YouTube itself because it's unlisted, but it popped up. For me, it was Twitter, where I was like, what does that say? With the very, like the title said, Suicide Squad early access trailer, do not share. Which is,
of course, everyone shares it.
So everyone shares it. So we don't know if it was kind of a marketing ploy or if it was truly an accident. I don't think we'll ever know, but it's kind of fitting that I think various actors like from the cast leaked it because they're kind of chaotic and like, do not share. I'm gonna share it.
Mm-hmm,
I'm gonna don't touch this button. I'm gonna touch it. So it's totally fitting. James Gunn, kind of hopped in on Twitter, called out the cast like, oh, it seems like they already shared the trailer. How dare they? And then, various international Warner Brothers Twitter accounts kind of hopped on the fun. And then a few hours later, it was officially released. And now you can see it, on WB's official YouTube website, probably as well as Suicide Squad's. So this is just so funny. I feel like it's partially like a marketing thing because it fits.
It does. It really does kind of fit into the theme that they're doing, that everyone in the group is kind of chaotic and everyone is kind of like, well, we're going to do our own thing. And the fact that it said delivery said, do not share.
Yeah.
And everyone in the cast, not just one person, but everyone in the cast ended up sharing it.
Yeah.
It does seem like it is a little bit scripted or a little bit planned out.
Yeah.
However, I still love the idea that someone at Warner Brothers just is like, okay, we're going to be posting this, making sure we put it unlisted for everyone. Put it on schedule, and they accidentally push like the wrong button.
It's happened before.
Mm-hmm.
Not them specifically. I'm just saying overall, we've seen it happen with various, whether it's a YouTuber, content creator, studio, whoever. Like we've seen it before.
They do the edit wrong and they put something up there that they didn't mean to. And so there are mistakes like that that have happened many times in films and in what is that called? Like material release kind of a thing. So it fits. And I kind of like the idea. So I'm just going to pretend that it was.
It's cute. Yeah. That it was an accident, you know, that they're just kind of like, oh, you mean I shouldn't? Whoops. Kind of like the Tom Holland thing. I'm going to show you guys this poster. Oh, no, I wasn't supposed to share it.
I love what Level 2 Trading is saying. Amanda Waller is going to have someone's head for this.
And Movie Bunch Debbie also said, DC made the perfect tweet, quote, of course, the Suicide Squad cast leaked the trailer. They're literally villains. So funny.
And that's what makes me think that it was planned to kind of roll out this way, to make it look like a mistake where it really wasn't. But then again, it could have been a small mistake. And then they're like, you know what? Don't even try putting your, what is that, clogging the hole in the dam kind of a thing with your finger. Just let it go.
Just let it go.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's too late. It's a good trailer, so who cares? Just
we're really excited for this movie.
Let the fans get excited. Ooh, leaked. We're not supposed to be watching this.
Exactly.
Let's watch it. Like, it's exciting.
It's more fun when you think that it's wrong, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So I like the little ploy that the marketing idea, the way that they did it, if it was on purpose. I also like the fact that it was done on accident.
And since we're on the topic of like leaked trailer and leaked things, Justin went ahead and sent in this super chat. So we're going to go ahead and get to that right now. Woo! Thank you so much, Justin. Justin says, have you heard the apparent legit plot leak for Matrix 4? Oh, according to test screenings, this is Cloud Atlas, Lana Wachowski, not Jupiter Ascending Lana. Okay. To me, what was described sound really interesting, and I am hyped. I haven't heard anything.
This is the thing.
About this,
I'm kind of always scared to look into these kind of things.
Yeah.
Because if it's real, you don't want to have the movie spoiled for you. But if it's not, you don't know if it's real or not until you look into it.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. So I am, because I'm really nervous about Matrix 4. I'm excited. Okay. I want it to be good.
Okay.
But, you know, the last Matrix didn't leave the best taste in everybody's mouth.
Wasn't the best one. My favorite is still the first.
Oh, yeah, by far. But so I guess looking into this, I mean, if it is real, I do feel kind of bad that the story has been kind of leaked. Yeah.
So you want to keep it a surprise, because then people start kind of like you said, you know, they kind of wonder where their story is going to go, and you have a leaked plot, and then they kind of start thinking about it and starting to kind of make early judgment calls on like whether or not they're going to enjoy the film already based on the leak. So, I mean, eventually the plot would have come out anyway. So I think eventually certain people would maybe come to that conclusion anyways, but you kind of don't want things to be leaked until you're ready to like actually, you know, like release it. So that does kind of suck.
Anytime that I hear about leaked scripts, leaked plot lines, leaked this or that, I always think about what happened when the Phantom Menace came out, that there were so many leaked scripts.
There was?
And there actually was one that was pretty accurate about what happened, you know, about Anakin and being in a being kicked into lava kind of a thing. And that's
happened.
And you get some of these plot points, and then you're like,
when you say it like that, it sounds not good. He's kicked into a lava. Like there's no kind of like in what he's a Jedi. How? You know, but you got to watch it in context.
So I guess that's also another thing, is that even though you get some of these plot points, you really don't understand it until you do actually see it.
Yeah.
So, and then you also don't know it's real until you actually see it.
I'm kind of interested in like wanting to know exactly what it was, but a part of me is kind of like you. I'm scared to look it up.
Yeah.
Like, do I want to know yet? I think it's too. When is this movie supposed to come out? Even
not until
next year, right? It's not this year. You okay?
Yeah,
no water up your nose.
A little bit. Sorry.
Oh man, we will see. I guess. Wow. All right, a couple of other super chats flying in, so we're gonna go ahead and get to them. And Debbie says to check Discord, so I will do that right now.
And speaking about Discord, we actually have an awesome Discord group that you can actually join and have an awesome conversation with all of our movie bunch.
let me invite all of you to our fun little movie bunch community. The link is now in the chat.
One rule, and that is be nice.
Don't be a jerk.
If someone has a completely different opinion than you, that's great. Be nice, kind of a thing. So if someone accidentally puts something on there more than once, certain articles more than once, be nice, kind of a thing. So
yeah,
that's what we're looking for. We want to have everyone to enjoy the conversation that we're all having.
Debbie says to check okay, I think this is the one. Okay, so she put up a little screenshot of the DC Comics post talking about, of course, the Suicide Squad cast leaked the trailer. They're literally villains. And then Peacemaker, the verified account on Twitter for the upcoming show, says, hey, don't talk about the crew like that. You don't know what we've been through, you rude little starfishes. And if you watch the trailer, you know what he kind of means about the little starfishes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's funny. Whoever is running their social media accounts must be like having so much fun. That's great.
Honestly, when I do different like special events, the characters that I love playing are villains. And being able to be like a villain on social media kind of thing has just got to be so much fun. Just because you can troll people, you can kind of be like,
but with the undertone of like, we're having fun. Like,
yeah,
this is not, I'm not trying to like actually hurt you.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just trying to have a fun, good time.
Exactly.
So thank you so much, Justin, for your awesome super chat. We have the next one from Ronnie Dodge. Hey, Ronnie. Woo! Ronnie writes, 32 years ago, Batman came out, and now Keaton returns.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm excited for Batman.
I'm excited.
Of course, I know this is Christian Bale. But this is the Batman that I do because.
You tried the Keaton one?
I haven't seen.
I think he's just a little gruffier, but he's not like. I'm Batman. He's not like that.
He's a little bit more. I guess he's not
realistic.
You don't need. He's not quite like this.
You don't need captions for the Keaton Batman.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need captions for the Christian Bale Batman.
Especially.
Where is she? Where's Rachel?
I don't understand the words you're saying.
Oh, well, what? No, I'm very excited to see his version of returning to his version of Batman, but 32 years later in the Flash film. Excited. I know we've been seeing little leaked photos here and there, set photos of him, but as Bruce Wayne, not in the bat cowl. I kind of don't want to see the picture of him in the bat cowl until we see the movie. Like, that's how I want to take it in.
Technically, we may not, because if he is old Batman, he may not actually get into the cowl. He might actually they might use this as a springboard for the Batman Beyond movie, which I hope happens. Because then you can, because it would make sense that 30 years in the future, Batman would have some new toys, and that he may actually have that suit. And if we see it, even if we just get like a glimpse of it, where Flash is just walking by and you get all these different suits, and you see the Batman Beyond suit, and he goes, "Hey, this one's cool. Don't touch it."
Christian Bale again. Christian Bale pops up. Don't touch it. Yeah, we're very excited. Thank you so much, Ronnie, for your super chat. Marvin Martin, hey.
Marvin
writes PS2.
And with another new
recommendation.
I was saying the new
with
the new icon.
Oh, this one's cool.
I like that one. That one's
like
a little menacing.
Jammy. I like that. PS2's run like hell. Mass Effect meets Alien, but Sigourney is replaced with Lance Henriksen.
Ooh.
Oh, and also YouTube Skeleton Warriors. Let me take a photo of this so I don't lose it.
I took a screen cap of it.
Okay, got it. Thanks, Dustin. Thank you so much, Marvin. Oh, Mass Effect.
I love the recommendations.
Meets Alien.
That sounds.
Am I gonna get scared playing this? I want to play a horror game so bad, but half of the time I'm scared.
Well, the game is called Run Like Hell, so it might intend a little bit of.
I have that sound alert on my Twitch set up. Yeah, I have that sound alert set up on my Twitch. Thank you so much. We're definitely going to look into it. And maybe if we can't buy the physical copy, maybe we can download it before the PSN.
Honestly, I wonder if I can actually get it on Steam.
Potentially.
Because they have all of those old games that you can buy up like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. All right, and we have this final super chat. Whoa, from Boogietron.
Boogietron, whoa!
Boogietron, thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh my God, dude, thank you so much.
Boogietron writes, after looking at the trailer, do you think that they had kind of rehashed the subplot from the first film? Basically, the focus primarily on Deadshot and his arc with his daughter, and now they do the same with the character Bloodsport with his kid. Kind of, yeah. I actually do think that they are kind of rehashing the subplot. Like, I'm not saying they are kind of like, sorry, Deadshot, and like, come here, Bloodsport, we're gonna do kind of like the same thing, but it is quite similar. When you watch the trailer, you're kind of like, I feel like I've seen this before. But there's something about the, granted, it's a whole different director, but I think this is gonna be hopefully tell a more concise story and without feeling like we're jamming 50 million things in there. And I know this is jam packed with a lot of, it's a big cast, but they keep talking about who's going to survive or not, and I'm wondering if they're going to do like the sacrifice of like Bloodsport, like at the end, or if they're going to let him keep on. And so I don't know, because there's Stormy Reed's in this. I think it's Stormy Reed, and like at one point in the trailer she's like, that's my dad, and I just hope it's not one of like, that's my dad, and then he as a hero, kind of like as a martyr, like dies on the mission, and then she kind of gets to preserve that memory. I kind of don't want that, because if they make more than one Suicide Squad, I kind of want Idris Elba to continue.
Yeah.
Like,
he is a really cool character.
Watching him.
But also, what is it called? The bad guy that shows their soft side to their child is very much a stereotype that does happen in a lot of movies. So I can kind of understand how they are rehashing it, and they are using, okay, this is a good kind of, I don't want I'll say trope.
Okay.
That if done well can actually be an amazing aspect of a character. So I think that it's interested on if they're just going to completely do the thing that they did with Deadshot, just kind of carbon copy it, or if they're going to try to do it in an original way. And
I think so.
I hope so.
I think the similarity is just that, like, daughter, kind of a deal, which can make sense for both the heroes. I don't think it's like they're trying to copy one or another, but I am curious to see, because obviously some of the cast from the first Suicide Squad is also in this one. So are they going to touch and revisit what happened in the first one and then what they went through, or are they just not gonna leave it alone and this is just like a literal soft reboot? So I'm very curious. Like, I think the trailer is cool. I think everything we've been seeing so far is great. I'm kind of looking at the cast. I'm kind of like, I think you stay. I think you probably, like, don't survive. Like, I'm already trying to, I need like a murder board. Like, and just be like, have all the strings and be like, okay, in first act, I think we're going to lose this person. And then this person are like, I feel like Harley Quinn surviving is kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, because they're not gonna kill Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn.
No.
People love that character way too much. And also, I guess you can kind of go through all of the trailers and cheat a little bit on, like, okay, who has the most FaceTime? They probably have a higher probability of living. So far, we've seen,
you can pull more footage from them. From all of their shots.
And what is it? We saw Weasel, and Weasel only has that.
No, there's more in the second, but in the new, but still not an extended amount.
Yeah, and it would make sense that character would kind of be a character that could bite it, because no one really knows much about him. He's also a CGI character, so it's kind of like you're not going to have too much attachment to the actor as well. Kind of like how we want Idris Elba in the next one.
Yeah.
So it's you know what? I think it would be fun to, before the movie comes out, have like a board and just have different odds. And not really take money, but just do some bets. Like, do little, we'll have a list of all the villains, and who do you think is going to die? And you can vote for all of them.
Maybe we can do a poll.
Be like, all of them are going to die.
Maybe we can do a poll on Discord or something.
Yeah.
Like that. How did we used to do it for Collider? We used to do this.
I like that.
We used to do like a fun little game within the office. I gotta kind of take a look at how we did that. Maybe something similar to that. I don't know. But thank you so much, Boogietron2000, for your awesome
Thank you so much.
super chat. We appreciate it so much. Thank you, and we hope you're well.
And we've got one last super chat, and then we're going to get to our main topics.
Well, the rest of the news flash, actually.
Oh, yeah. Then we're going to get to the rest of our news flash first.
So we're still on the first topic. Marvin Martin writes, if you could play God and make your own Matrix, ellipses, question mark.
Well, honestly, I've actually thought about this.
Oh,
because
okay.
one of the things that bugs the heck out of me is the fact that the what is it called? Agent Smith said the first Matrix was designed for everyone to be happy, and they rejected the program.
Oh no, I lost it. Hold on, I gotta go back.
Kind of a
there
thing.
We go.
So, and I'm kind of like, what? That doesn't seem right. Like, honestly, if you make an individual happy, they're going to want to stay there. Their brain is even going to be like, I don't care. Like, what was it? I can't remember the one character that portrayed them in the first movie, but where he was like, I know that this is just a computer telling my brain that this steak is delicious.
Wasn't it Michael?
Was it? And he's just like, ignorance is bliss.
I don't think his name is Michael. He plays Michael on Lost.
Oh.
I don't think his name is actually Michael.
I don't know if that's the character I'm thinking of. I'm sure someone in the chat.
It's been so long.
It's been so long since
I've watched Cypher.
And yeah, he was the one. And
not to be confused with
to where he's like,
Charlize
I don't
Theron.
care. I don't want to know. I just want to be happy. I want to be in my nice little world. And I think there's a lot of people that would do that. I think if you make the Matrix to where it is a lot easier to be happy, to where you still kind of have that human-based
like societal,
there are still some downsides, but everything is a lot easier. There's no wars, there's no big problems,
there's no like health problems.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
And it's just where people are happy, and then you're going to get people who do not want to leave. You already had that world where, like, for example, Neo had to have some adjustments from the blue pill or the red pill kind of a thing. I think making it more a little bit to where it is the most peaceful time in the world.
Yeah.
Is probably the best way to go for designing your own Matrix.
That's kind of like your ultimate utopia.
Everyone gets to be able to go to Disneyland whenever they want
for free. where everyone's minimum wage is $20 an hour. Yeah. That'll keep everybody. Like, then you actually you kind of say, okay, I do want to go to my job, and I care a little bit more because, like, you're not sitting there having people yell at you for really stupid things for $7.50. It's such crap.
Yeah, you're like, I'm sorry, I don't get paid enough.
My own Matrix would very much be like a pastel, glittery world full of very cute things, fuzzy things, all the comfy, cozy stuff. Kind of like just a very leisure, maybe no tech, maybe no social media, just kind of like an Animal Crossing cozy life.
Oh,
you can fish, you can build, you can, you owe Tom Nook or someone like him tons of bells, but there's no deadline. He's not going to come after you or anything like that.
He's
you
like,
just got to.
Where are my bells, huh?
Yeah,
where are my bells?
That doesn't exist in my Matrix, but I feel like that's very much me. Unlimited coffee, cold brew, or milk tea. Boba. Unlimited boba for everyone. Oh my god, unlimited boba supplies.
Oh, I would love that. It sounds now like you're more like designing the next good place.
Instead of froyo, it's boba.
Instead of froyo, it's boba. But that's pretty much what we're trying to do. Trying to build that the good place kind of thing.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Thank you so much, Marvin, for your super chat question. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next. There you go. Next news bit. Let me just go ahead and put this back up.
Our next news flash of the day.
So Rachel Zegler has been cast as Snow White. I didn't even know they were making a Snow White movie. I know. Like a live action. But am I surprised at the same time? No, not really. Because look at all the live actions that they've gotten, right? Cinderella, Maleficent 1, Maleficent 2, Cruella, The Little Mermaid. They did Lady and the Tramp. I think Pinocchio's coming.
Yeah.
What else? Dumbo.
There's actually 2 Pinocchios coming, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Disney one.
Yeah.
Not the Guillermo one.
Is this Snow White actually Disney?
I believe so.
Now that you mentioned it before, I was like, I immediately thought,
Even though Snow White isn't a Disney original story.
Yeah, it
is a Disney live action according to Deadline. So
honestly, when I first looked at it and I was like, yeah, this has got to be Disney.
Yeah.
Technically, but then I went back and went, wait a second. Technically, it doesn't have to be Disney.
Yeah.
Because Disney does not
it's IP on
Snow White.
On the appearance of what they put with the yellow skirt and the puffy,
That they do.
They own that, but they don't own the actual story of Snow White because it's the Grimm's brothers?
The Brothers Grimm.
Yeah. But this is Rachel Zegler here. This is pulled from one of the screenshots in her upcoming film, West Side Story. But I'm very excited. I think she has the look. She can sing. And honestly, like just watching her stand there kind of, doesn't that already scream princess to you?
It really does. And she even has that very innocent and naive kind of look to her in
She's
this.
rocking a red lip in this. She's got dark hair. I think it's perfect. And I think I've seen on various social medias since the news broke, she's like an avid like Disneyland park goer. I don't know about right now because of COVID and all that stuff, but prior it looks like she's visited Disney a couple of times, and she's, a while ago took a picture with Snow White, and she was wearing the yellow skirt and everything, and it's just kind of like
doing a little Disney
little foreshadow already. So I'm very excited for her to be Snow White. Now I'm curious as to now what's next. Who's playing the witch? Who's playing the dwarves? And how big of a role is the prince going to have in this film? Because in the cartoon he speaks once, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he sings in the well with her,
and that's it.
She was like, ah,
and then she runs away
with the appropriate response.
If some random guy starts coming up to you and starts singing,
it's like, excuse me, no.
Your response is, gotta go.
So there is that.
There's always the more and more you think back to some moments in Disney to where you're just, that happened in Sleeping Beauty too. You're out in the woods, you're dancing with your animal friends, and then all of a sudden some random dude comes up to you and goes, "We have met once upon a dream." Like, I would have been like, slap and leave. Get away from me.
I was having a moment. This was my song.
So yeah, there are a lot of moments in different Disney films that just haven't aged well. So.
Steven in the comments says, I believe Disney plans to release Snow White theatrical instead of Disney Plus. I would love to see this, as a theatrical release as opposed to a Disney Plus. This is like Snow White, if you think about it, is I think the first feature film that Disney released, like the full-length feature film that they released, their first princess film, I want to say. So it would be appropriate if they went ahead and just did a theatrical release and all that stuff. Debbie writes, how much will take influence from Jennifer Goodwin's Snow in Once Upon a Time? I would love to see that, but I also don't feel like they could go that route 100%. Because I really didn't mind Jennifer Goodwin's. I actually really enjoyed her version of Snow White in Once Upon a Time. But I feel like if this is like the live action remake for Disney, they're going to probably stay a little bit closer to the original animated storyline.
Yeah, and I think they're going to go down their own path. They're going to choose a certain direction that they want to go with Snow White, and it might have some influence from other things, but overall it's really going to be stuck more on this one. Whatever path they decide to take it down.
Yes. And a super chat from Marvin, who writes,
Marvin,
take apples from strangers, marry the first man who kisses you while in a coma, and can't tell your own grandma from a wolf. Great message for girls.
Yep.
Do not take anything from strangers, and do not. And I like kind of like the don't marry the first man who kisses you. They kind of touch a little bit on, not that specifically, but a little bit in Frozen. Like, you're getting married.
I love that. You can't marry someone you just met. And I love the fact that it was multiple people that were hitting that point home to her, to Anna. And she was like, you can't marry someone you just met.
Yeah.
And then even Kristoff was like, wait, you just met him and you're getting married?
Yeah.
You can't marry someone you just met.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's hope. Yeah. Let's see if they take the Prince approach a little bit differently. Like maybe they had some kind of like childhood growing up, like maybe the two kingdoms would join together every year for like an annual feast or something like that. So Snow White and the Prince would have gotten to know each other. And then he kind of goes on a mission to, once she, takes the bite of the apple, he has to go and find the witch and like dispel the spell or something like that for like the third act of the movie. But I don't want the entire story to be about the prince looking for like to rescue. Like I want this to be a Snow White story. All right, should we?
And also, that's what it was. There was a question in here that I saw that I was like, oh, I want to address, but I can't remember what it was or who said it. I don't remember who said it, but I now remember what it was. For the 7 dwarves, who would we want to cast in some of them? Is it bad that one of the first things that popped in my head was Peter Dinklage? Because I thought
would he be Doc? Doc is like the leader.
He would be kind of a good Doc.
He'd be the leader. Yeah.
And overall, I mean, unfortunately, he's the only little person actor that I know.
I know several from like my theme park days, and I don't know if they're still acting and doing that, but I like have a handful of people that I straight up would recommend because they're so talented, and maybe they hold like a nation international search.
Oh yeah,
maybe
I'm sure they do.
There's so much talent out there. I think that's something that they should look into.
And this is another thing. Since they are dwarves, do you actually want to get? I would think that you would actually want to get actors who are dwarves, actors who have little people who are that role, instead of kind of doing what they did with Lord of the Rings, which is get someone and then shrink them.
What wasn't Jonathan Davis like on his, like he would do some scenes on his knees and then they would have body doubles for master faraway shots and things like that. Yeah.
So I mean, that would also be another curious thing on what to do and see what direction they end up going.
Yeah.
And plus, I would love to see Peter Dinklage in more stuff.
Always. We always have room for Peter.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on to our next topic, we have new Shazam costumes to take a look at. So this was revealed, and here's our flashy, no pun intended, flashy new costumes, more upgraded, less like, I don't want to say cartoony, because the first iteration, which I also have a photo of here, this is the first one. You could definitely tell they're a little bit more like padded. I want to say they're a little bit more vibrant. They're a little bit more like what's the word? Kind of, if you were to think like taking a comic book superhero off the pages of the comic, this is the costume. But now we've established them. This is, a little bit time has passed. This is the upgrade, and I'm living for it.
I like it.
I really, really like it. And I also want to note that we're seeing Grace here wearing her own Shazam costume because she is now an adult. She's aged. And now the actress who played, she now gets to don her own costume instead of Michelle Borth, who did a wonderful job in the first film. But this is really nice. And I think also David F. Sandberg said that in this first one, I'll go back to it, all the chest emblems that they had, because they did like practically light up. That was sometimes caused a problem wiring, and sometimes it wouldn't light up and whatnot.
Of sense.
That can take a lot of time away from production, especially if you don't have like a second suit ready, or the second suit doesn't work as well, then you're holding everybody up, and time is money on those sets.
Well, not just that, but even just the time to go from one suit to the other.
Yeah,
just that simple clothes change. Those costumes are not easy to get on.
It's not just like zip them up. This second iteration looks more like it, and the lightning bolts are still going to be able to light up. They're just not wired, but they're going to use different lighting effects, like practical light effects, from what I heard, to kind of like reflection maybe, and
which makes sense.
Film it in that way, and it's still going to look good. And then they'll still have a little bit of help with the CGI. But what do you think of the new updated costumes?
I like them. I really like the darker tones. It actually seems to have a lot more detail in like the whatever fabric they actually use.
Yeah.
And the muscles don't look so like foamy squishy. Like if I went up, they wouldn't go kind of a thing.
Memory foam.
Yeah, they wouldn't have that memory foam effect. Even though, don't get me wrong, I do love what they did in that first movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was a really cool look. But this one now just looks a little bit more dark in tone. Not dark, but it just looks cooler.
Yeah.
It looks more sleek. It looks more stealth-like kind of a thing. And I'm just like, oh, that makes me excited to see these costumes in action.
Very, very excited, and I can't wait to see more of these costumes when the movie inevitably comes out. And moving on to our next topic, let me just go ahead and put that up. We have Scarlett Johansson. Thank you to MK and to Zach for dropping this in our Discord. Scarlett Johansson is going to be producing and starring in the Tower of Terror. I think it's a movie. Let me go ahead and pull up I had the article, but I lost it. So let me go ahead and pull that up right now. So yeah, this is she's going to produce and star in the movie for Disney, which is great because I kind of not saying she hasn't done anything outside of Black Widow. She has, but right now when you kind of look at her, you're like, okay, Black Widow, and she's obviously very talented and can do so much more. And I love kind of seeing her putting on the producer hat.
Yeah.
For this, for a different movie. So I'm very excited for this. The director of Toy Story 4 and Inside Out, Josh Cooley, is writing the script, and so plot details are obviously under wrap. But if you know anything about if they're basing it on the ride, then it's probably that story of the family checking into the Hollywood hotel and lightning strikes. But can it be like maybe a little murder mystery, or it's going to be kind of like ghost mystery? I don't know.
I hope it does have a little bit of ghosts in it. But also something I'm really excited is that Scarlett Johansson is starring in it.
Yes.
I think she can pull off that kind of, what is that,
like 1920s,
like 1920s era kind of look insanely
I'm already ready for the fashion that she's gonna wear in this. So I can picture her in just, I don't know. You can put anything on her and she'll look gorgeous in it. But this is, of course, the ride based on the popular theme park ride, which is still, you can ride that at Disney World, at Disneyland. We switched it over to Guardians of the Galaxy, but it was a lot of fun. Basically, a free falling elevator after lightning strikes. So we will see how they go about doing this movie. Maybe wouldn't it be funny if they kind of did it meta and people actually do go on the ride, like they start at Disney World, and then lightning does strike, and then they're transported back to the whenever that happened.
Oh, that would be interesting. And so in other words, we do find out maybe where those people from the ride actually went, and we find out, oh, okay, when this happened last time, we got they probably got sent back in time somewhere.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just think that may be a cool concept. But again, we don't know anything, but I'm very excited about this. Before we hop on to our next topic, I'm going to have Dustin grab my computer cord so our laptop doesn't die.
Oh, that would be so terrible.
Yes. And while he's doing that, I just want to say MK, I believe it was MK who dropped a couple of articles and headlines into our Discord there, kind of talking about the all these Disney live action movies that are based on rides. Are they going to eventually kind of become its own like theme park Disney Kingdom attraction universe? Because we have the Jungle Cruise, we've got Pirates of the Caribbean, we had Haunted Mansion.
No, we didn't. We never got a Haunted
Mansion. I actually never watched it. Margot Robbie, Christina Hodson reteams for a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie. We've got the Tower of Terror story that we just talked about. And there's also a Space Mountain movie in the works with Obi-Wan Kenobi writer. So there's also a Magic Kingdom TV universe at work at Disney Plus. So they could maybe use the TV show to kind of bridge it all together and kind of create their own, like, attraction kingdom. I'm not saying they have to connect, but
I think it would be very difficult to actually connect them, but to have separate movies under that umbrella of theme park attractions, that could be possible.
Yeah, that could be possible. So we will see. But this is exciting for Tower of Terror movie. So take us back to the Twilight Zone.
And of course, which Tower of Terror is it? Is it more of the? I guess they're both the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, they're both the Twilight Zone. The Florida
one's
one
that I thought was amazing was the one in Japan.
Oh well,
that one's
so
cool.
Really, really good. That one's probably my favorite. And also the drop is like way more smooth.
Yeah.
In that one than opposed to like so if I were to rank all Tower of Terror, I would put Japan, Florida, and then Anaheim. What are you laughing at?
I'm sorry. I just read Ruru 2.
Ruru 2's coming. Disney is just following Yogurt's playbook.
Merchandising. Of course, yeah. Disney is definitely the merchandising company.
People will buy it. People like me will buy it. Buy it up. Buy it all.
Take my money.
Take my money. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic here. And that is the Marvel's Avengers video game showing players' IP address on the screen. What? You don't want that.
No.
So this happened after the 1.8.0 patch, and specifically for players on the PS5 console, the players who playing the game would notice a string of text beginning to appear at the bottom of the screen. And it turns out that this text was their IP address. So this is obviously a huge, it's a big oops. You don't want that. And so if you're playing the game, you happen to be streaming it, and that text was somehow visible on your stream, like that's out in the public, everybody knows. So currently also, and this was updated 9 hours ago, according to this article on Games Radar, says that currently there's no way to fix this in game. So the developers are asking PS5 players to not stream or publish screenshots from the game until the issue is fixed. Or if you're going to do it, maybe crop it out if you're going to share the screenshot, because that's like info you kind of don't want the public to have. Yeah, but a fix does appear to be on the way. So there was another tweet from the official Marvel's Avengers Twitter account, and there's going to be a remedy fixing the issue coming later today for PS5 players. So be patient, hang in there, and don't stream the game until you are absolutely sure that your IP address is not going to be displayed on the screen, because that's bad. Like
I mean, I can't believe that that's a mistake that actually happened. You know, that is like almost like posting someone's social security number.
It's pretty bad.
Up on the screen. I mean, you can get so much information from people's IP address.
Yeah.
And so much access to their stuff. And it's just like, these are the people who are like, you know, doing this for a living.
Yeah.
Playing these games. And it's all like suddenly like, oh, I got to go back and I got to delete all of my footage, anything that might have that IP address up there. It's just a huge mistake. And I'm wondering if anything really bad comes from this.
Yeah.
Like say, for example, they find out that there's a huge data breach because of all of these IP addresses, and their game is responsible for it. If there's going to be any kind of lawsuit or damages.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's a pretty bad thing. So a lot of you guys are chiming into the chat about the situation. Soccer TL says, I see a lot of people getting VPNs in the near future. Yeah, that would help avoid the problem. Blade says, does anyone still play this game? Rurutu says, I never touched it. And the player count, it's so low, maybe it only have effects for like 100 people at most. Well, that's
okay. That's good.
That's a little bit better, because man, imagine if like this was a massively played game. Like I actually haven't witnessed anyone streaming it, but that's just because I didn't witness it. Doesn't mean it, you know, people aren't. I'm sure somebody out there is streaming this game. So hopefully if they streamed, it hadn't happened. And according to MK, it seems like the glitch has been fixed as of now. So
good.
You can feel safe if you want to go ahead and post your screenshots or stream the game.
It's like, get on top of that, Square Enix.
Get on top of that. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to our main topics here. And this is an interesting one. Oops. Before we kind of dive into our final topic, which is the Transformers Rise of the Beast topic, let's talk a little bit about Subway. Subway tuna apparently is not tuna. So there was a lab test that was conducted and reportedly finds no identifiable tuna DNA in Subway sandwiches. Again.
Eat fresh, my ass.
Oh, God.
Oh my God. This is terrible. Subway just gets hit after hit after hit of like, dude, I thought you were supposed to be like the healthy option here.
It's not eating fresh there. So the let's see. There was a thing that I'm reading. So the New York Times, this is the article that I'm reading from. They bought Subway tuna sandwiches from 3 different locations in LA. That's kind of funny that New York Times buying sandwiches from LA. Then sent frozen samples to an unidentified commercial food testing lab after 2 California women filed a class action lawsuit against the company in January, alleging that the tuna sandwich there aren't actually made of the fish. So the women who ordered the tuna sandwiches, they kind of did like independent testing, has repeatedly affirmed that they're made from anything but tuna. So is it any other fish? Because when you say there's no tuna DNA, okay, fine, it's not tuna, but is it another fish, or is it like just mystery chemicals and BS?
Oh no,
that's terrible.
I'm assuming that it's got to be some kind of fish product.
I hope so.
Or maybe it's like what is that called? That pink slime stuff. And then they add just like fish flavoring.
No. Oh,
and this is
gross.
sad too, because Wendy used to get that
sandwich.
One.
I've eaten that sandwich. No, well, I mean, look, I haven't been in Subway in years. I haven't stepped foot in Subway because you got food poisoning once.
Oh yeah.
And after that, I was like, you know what? I really don't need to eat fresh that badly. So I've not eaten it. And
I love your where was it? Was it I think Andrew put it in there. Their bread is not bread and their tuna isn't tuna.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's true. We're going to get to the bread in just a second. So after more than a month after the sample has been submitted, the lab result says no amplifiable tuna DNA was present in the sample, so we obtained no amplification product from the DNA. Therefore, we cannot identify the species. They didn't ever say that it's not fish.
Yeah.
They're just specifically saying, before you freak out, specifically saying that, as I freak out, that it's not tuna, which is what the test was trying to do, to determine if it's tuna or not. Let's see. There's something else here that I wanted to write. So there's two different possibility conclusions from these results. One, it's so heavily processed, which also is bad, that whatever we could pull out, we couldn't make an identification, or we got some and there's just nothing there. That's tuna. Neither one sounds great.
Yeah, honest. And I guess that is what you, which sounds better to you guys in the chat is would you rather have tuna that has been processed so much we can't tell it's tuna, or something else that's not tuna, but like maybe still like say another fish?
But also, if you look at their tuna mixture, I guess I'll call it that.
It really does kind of look like pink slime.
It looks like, and also there's so much, like, let's say, you know, it is what it is, like what organically is. There's so much like mayo and crap put into it that it's not healthy for you anyways. You're better off eating out of a can of tuna and making that. I personally think just do that. You're eating more fresh than that. And again, Dustin and I have not stepped foot into a Subway in years.
It's been a while.
We kind of go to Jersey Mike's instead.
I love Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is my sub place now.
Yeah. And Ruru2 saying their bread isn't bread, but it's cake, that there was so much sugar in their bread that it cannot be classified as bread. And there's this report that MK put in. This is back from 2014, so it was a while ago. But the tagline on the article says Subway chain will stop putting a chemical used in rubber in its bread. That's why.
Oh, geez.
Why?
Honestly, with all of the bad press that Subway has gotten over the years, with how much sugar they put in their bread, with what happened with Jared, with what happened to Jared, with what is the tuna isn't tuna, that the food, I mean, how many people, I mean,
what's next?
A friend of mine got food poisoning from Subway, and I was kind of like, oh, it's probably just because you're sensitive kind of thing. And then I got it. I'm like, oh, I know I was wrong.
Yeah, so we don't go anymore.
It's dangerous.
And that was years ago where we just completely stopped going, because I think every once in a while, if I'm forced to eat Subway, it's at a Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah.
Because all the other restaurants are either overpriced or super crowded. And I was kind of like, you're so hungry. You're just like, fine, I will eat at a Subway. And that's one of the few times that I've done it. So you guys eat fresh, maybe, I mean, up to you if you want to eat at Subway.
Eat fresh somewhere else.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to our Subway sus. Oh, God. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to our final topic for today. We're talking Transformers. Sorry, it's not Beast War. I actually put up the wrong thing. So let me take that off and put this pretty little thing back on. Let's talk about Transformers, the Rise of the Beasts. It's been revealed that director Stephen Campbell Jr. is helming the film with producer Lorenzo Di Bonaventura attached to it. So this will star Anthony Ramos and Dominic Fishback. If you don't remember, well, you probably know Anthony Ramos from either Hamilton or currently in theaters right now in the Heights in the starring role. Dominic Fishback, you will remember from Judas and the Black Messiah. She is fantastic. She plays Fred's wife, and it's phenomenal. And I'm very excited that she is in this movie. So let's go ahead and listen to a little bit more about the storyline. So the Transformer movie franchise, according to Variety, will take on Beast War storyline from the late 90s in Transformers Rise of the Beast. And production's just starting on the feature, so there's really not too much to say about it. But This film is deliberately is designed to be a little bit smaller and more intimate, and I kind of like that because I think Transformers, like if you look at it overall, it's pretty big. You know, you got the Autobots, you got the Decepticons, you got this and that, and there's a lot of explosions and things flying and running across the screen. But that's kind of what I liked about Bumblebee. That was a little bit the Travis Knight one. That's a little bit more contained.
Yeah, and honestly, I really liked Bumblebee. I thought it was a really fun movie. Really kind of brought me back to that 80s style of good action flick kind of thing, but family fun action flick. And I'm kind of hoping that that's where they kind of go with Beast Wars. I haven't watched Beast Wars in a long time.
Same.
I remember enjoying the episodes that I saw. I don't think I've ever seen all of them all the way through, but what I did see, I did enjoy. And I'm I'm interested to see what they do with this, where they take it. I mean, to be able to have a really cool new Transformers franchise, I think is always a yay. Let's go for it. Try it out.
Yeah, and I can't wait to talk to Roka about this because he's out of everybody I know. Him and my friend and our friend Adam, different Adam than the Movie Bunch Adam, are huge Transformers fans. Huge. And I'm sure Roka is like, his ears are probably ringing right now. It's like, Transformers? Where?
I sense a disturbance.
Yeah. So this is pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to hearing a little bit more about this. And I think they're also working on a follow-up for Bumblebee with Travis Knight attached.
That makes sense. It did pretty well.
Yeah.
A lot of people liked it, and if I'm not mistaken, it made some pretty good money.
Bumblebee, it says, will return to Rise of the Beasts, but the film will focus more on Optimus Prime, again voiced by Peter Cullen, and serving as a kind of original story as he arrives on Earth for the first time and learns to become a leader. Oh, I love that. Ooh, I love that. That's great. Yeah, that's exciting. And like Peter Cullen's voice is always, it's like very soothing, kind of like a Mufasa voice.
Yes.
It's kind of like that
is very
booming,
true.
But fatherly.
That's Simba.
The voice kind of sounds like a warm hug.
Simba, I am your father. Oh, wait, sorry. Mixing up my franchises.
All right, you guys. Well, that's it for today's live stream and today's topics. Thank you guys all for tuning in today. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us out here on YouTube, getting more eyes on the channel and whatnot. We will be back on Saturday with another live stream. Late to the Party is joining us because this one may be coming in a little late or maybe not making it at all.
On Saturday, not at all.
Okay, so it's just the trio of us. It's the movie single and Late to the Party. The single Late to the Party movies. So look forward to that. We'll be discussing spoilers on Loki and The Bad Batch and any other breaking news that may come out before then. So be sure to tune in on this channel, 2 p.m. PT. And then if you guys want to hear me talk about Loki, I'm going to be hopping over to the Rotten Tomato Twitter space, talking about Loki with Dan Casey and Kate, which I got to get off now so I can eat some food. But the link is on my Twitter if you guys want to check that out. And then it's a full day for Wendy because then I'm rolling dice again as Glita, the Dwarven Barbarian on Bella and Discord. I will put all the links and stuff on my social media. So if you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I'll put it on stories as well. So
Wendy is doing a streaming day. Her day is
very
full
busy.
Of streaming.
Yeah, it's a lot of sitting down. So for the next hour, I got a party standing up or something like that. So I'm not sitting all day. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We love you. And we will see you very, very soon. See you on Saturday. Well, you won't see them until next week.
Not until, it's going to be a while.
You're not going to be able to talk Loki with us.
Well, you can see some of the videos that we are filming and putting up.
Yeah, there you go. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in.